Greetings all. This week was all based out of the Happy Trails Resort in Surprise, Arizona. We spent a fair bit of time in this resort, as both Linda and I really like it. This is a large resort, around 2,000 sites, and it has lots of amenities, but I'll get into more of that shortly. We explored the city of Surprise to see what shopping and services were available. We found a good ice cream parlor, so it's already off to a good start. We also explored and kayaked the Lake Pleasant Regional Park. Linda and I were both very impressed with the water clarity and accessibility of the lake. Linda and I will also share our thoughts about the Happy Trails Resort. I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, let's take a quick tour of the Happy Trails Resort. This is the main entrance to the resort, and of course, they have 24-hour security. Security gave us directions to our site and our information package, which included a memory stick with a bunch of electronic documents. The resort has two main roads, Happy Trails Boulevard and Roy Rogers Drive. Our site was on Dale Evans Drive, which feeds directly into the Happy Trails Boulevard. The resort has 4 pools, as shown here. The purple circles have spas and laundry facilities too. The resort has 5 tennis and 16 shuffleboard courts. They also have a total of 14 pickleball courts at the resort. And they have a fully equipped woodworking shop. Now we come to Town Center. This is where many of the clubs have dedicated rooms, and there is also a huge ballroom, or performing arts center, as they call it. The Town Center courtyard includes a very nice fountain. During the winter season, the resort has a vendor's day once a month. This is like a huge craft fair, but with businesses participating. These events are very well attended and encompass all of the courtyard and ballroom spaces. There are lots of artisan crafts, but also personal and RV services represented. The resort is very well laid out, and as you can see, the sites are quite spacious. Some sites have permanent structures, while others are designed for RVs.
Hi everyone. As with before, we are going to do our pros and cons of Happy Trails resorts. And Dan's going to start with our pros.
Okay, to me, the resort was very well laid out and it's well maintained, especially for a resort as old as it is. There's lots of amenities and clubs, more than enough to keep one busy. The resort is well located. It's not right next to an interstate. It's also very dog friendly, and it's got a couple of very large off-leash parks. The pools are a good size and heated, and the quality of the entertainment was definitely better than other resorts.
For me, I really liked the big, beautiful lots. There were a good variety. Some RV lots with covers. People own their own land, not just the improvements, which is a plus and a minus, which I'll explain in a moment. There was a golf course all the way through the resort, so that provides some greenery too. Lots of activities, multiple pools, so you can try and find a quieter one, and hot tubs, which I used quite a bit. We were close to one of the satellite centers, so in addition to laundry, there was also a hot tub, and it was also close to the golf course and good places to walk the dog, and people were very, very friendly.
Okay, now for the cons. We were on a very busy road, so we had constant traffic going by us. It was quiet at night, but it was still a busy street. The resort was north of an Air Force base, so there was a noticeable noise from military aircraft during the day. The overall resort is huge, so a bike or golf cart is required to get around the resort. Also, there was no Wi-Fi or cable at our site, and that was mainly because it is privately owned, and so the resort is not going to put in those amenities.
For me, as Dan said, there was some traffic noise where we were. I didn't have to put in earplugs or anything, so it wasn't bad, and I think probably further into the park, it might be even a little bit better. There was no recycling other than aluminum cans. Arizona and a lot of the other states down here are well behind what we do in Canada. From reading, Happy Trails did have recycling, and so did Surprise, but they stopped doing it because it got too expensive. Surprise is just starting to do it again, but it is very noticeable, and I hate throwing things away that I know that can be recycled. Remember where I was saying that things are privately owned, you own the land, which means there's an HOA. So in reading some of the comments on the Facebook page, it seems like some of the residents are very rules bound. It didn't affect us, but it would be something to think about. And I think that's just kind of part and parcel when you have an HOA. I think it was somewhat dog friendly, not completely dog friendly. There were people, again, because they own their sites, were very concerned about having your dogs pee on their shrubs or their trees. It is also very difficult to get a reservation because they're all privately owned. And I'm not sure we can come back next year when we want to, because I'm not sure there's a site available for us. And laundry room was good, kind of middle of the road for cost.
Okay, now for our pros and cons for the Surprise area itself. To me, there was a good selection of shopping and services. There was good access to recreational activities, lots of restaurants, lots of car washes, and it was only a short drive into Phoenix.
It was probably one of my favorite locations that we've stayed so far. We can see the mountains from the resort, which is important to me for some reason. There was great hiking that we did the White Tanks Mountain Regional Park plus Lake Pleasant Regional Park. And Lake Pleasant was spectacular. Very clean and clear. I even went swimming. And Surprise itself, it was very clean. There was good shopping and everything looked very well kept.
Okay, for my cons, it's very spread out, and to me there was poor traffic light management. Lots of starting and stopping when you're trying to go across town. A little frustrating for me, given that I was doing the driving.
For me, cons, I'm really not sure that I have any of the area. Like I said, it's probably the favorite area that we've visited so far.
Okay, that's our video for this week. If you enjoyed it, please remember to like, subscribe, and ring that bell to get notified when I post the next video. Also, comments are welcomed. Thank you.